So all that stuff's going on this week, but then the following week, there's even more stuff that goes on that we have to talk about a little bit about,
fantastic, yes.
all this different things.
Like we said, there's always something going on in Central Kentucky.
Exactly. We had talked about on June the 11th, which is Saturday, June the 11th, it is the annual, I think that's the 14th annual, maybe that's the 14th.
No, the BPW
It was the 14th too.
uh-huh.
This might be the 14th as well. But it's, or maybe not that many, maybe it's 11th. Whatever, it's the Blooming Bardstown Garden Tour. And
Yes.
hopefully Yvonne's going to be able to be there this year because
Yeah.
last year she wasn't able to join us. And Bill Fell, who has been doing this program, this will be our 6th year covering the garden tour,
Yeah.
where we go around and get video of all the different gardens.
Yes.
And for the first 4 years, Yvonne went around with Bill Fell, who is one of the master gardeners in Bardstown, did interviews and kind of did coverage. Well, last year he was stuck with me, and I know he didn't like it. So,
Oh, Gary, I'm sure you did a fine job.
yeah. So I know he'll be happy. That hopefully you'll be available.
Well, let me write this. June 11th.
Exactly.
I'll write this
a week from
down.
Saturday, and then you'll be able to see that here on Central Kentucky Television as well, because we'll have a full program. There are 8 gardens that are going to be having. They're going to be part of that. Several new gardens. A few gardens that they've had in the past, but it's been several years, so we have an opportunity, if we have seen them before, to see how they've evolved and changed.
Right.
But then some people probably haven't seen them as well. Maybe it's the 8th annual, so it's just a few more before we started. But
Well, it's always
going on for a while.
It's a lot of fun. The master gardener that is there is just full of information. He knows all the little ins and outs and stuff. And I try to add a little bit more of a humble touch to it, because I'm just a humble gardener myself, how do I do this, how do I do that? So I ask a lot of questions, and from my questions you'll get a lot of information on how to do your garden. So it's like a little back and forth play there, I ask questions about it and you can get that answer and help your garden. I'm sure that he's helped a lot of people with their gardens because he's just a wealth of information. I've never met anybody who knows so much about dirt.
Yeah. Bill's very knowledgeable.
Yes, he's very.
But also, there will be master gardeners at each of the gardens. So when you go to a garden, there's 2 of them there that you can ask about that particular garden or about even questions about potentially helping with your own garden.
Right.
Or
Do you
some
remember
others.
the year we went and there were beekeepers there?
Yep.
Beekeepers. So,
And
it's
the
not,
hives.
yeah.
That was 2014 because we were re-airing that this week.
Because there's, so there's a little something for everybody, not just for the regular plants. And then the one year we had a food garden.
Right?
We had, so we've had it all so far.
Yes, yeah.
And
Yeah,
rock gardens.
Yeah, that was, I think the first year we did it, we had that
Yeah.
rock garden, which was really kind of neat.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we've
that
had
was
all
interesting.
types of gardens on there. So when we say garden, if you're not interested in flowers or whatever, don't think that that's the only thing that's going to be there because every year they have something a little bit different to show you.
Yeah, and their design and technique is really interesting.
Yes, it
How they
is.
put together. But that's going to be on Saturday, June the 11th. The marketplace, which is at the extension office in Nelson County, opens at 8 a.m. The garden tours start at 9, so you can go and visit the marketplace where I think they have 20 or so vendors that will be there selling various items at 8, and then you can start touring the gardens at 9. It goes till about 4, I believe, and the marketplace closes at 2. But that's all at the Nelson County Extension Office. You can go there. It's only $10 a ticket the day of. It's $8 if you get your tickets in advance. And then if you have a big group, they even do a $7 ticket. So, and it's all for the master gardeners of Nelson County.
And I remember one year they had the silent auction. So you might look forward to
That'll
that
have,
too.
at the marketplace down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will have items for silent auction as well. And one friend, Jeanette, who we've had on here cooking as well, she's a master gardener and takes part in that. We've seen her down there the past couple of years. So
Yes.
you might get some recipes from her too if you recognize her
Yes.
from TV, because she has some good recipes.
Yes, she
and
does.
competitions that she's involved with.
She's quite the chef.
But you know what else is going on that same day in Bardstown is the American Heart Association's Heart Chase.
The Heart Chase.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is an event that's been going on for several years now in downtown Bardstown. That's a lot of fun. And a few years ago, we did a whole hour program where we had a team that we documented traveling around Bardstown. How it works is they have various teams, and you travel around to different locations. You gain points. You have to answer some questions about heart health, and then compete in some competitions, what have you.
Yes.
Well, the Central Kentucky Television team won that year.
Yes, we did. And we're not
That was
gonna,
fun.
Yes, and we're not going to ever stop talking about it.
Exactly. Well, we had the little heart winning thing,
Yeah.
trophy, I guess,
Yeah, the trophy.
at the office in Bardstown. Yes, so
It was wonderful. We had a great time that day, Gary. I mean, everybody was motivated. We had a great team. I mean, they really worked well together to get those answers and to get into a lot of different competitions they were
Right.
in. Throwing pizza on top of a plate on top of your head. I mean,
Yep.
it was interesting, but we had a great time. Great
Absolutely.
time. I think all the teams did.
yeah,
think they did.
I think they did too. And you learn a lot about heart health, and it's also a lot of fun with the various. Well, it's a lot of fun when I'm videotaping these people trying, tossing a pizza on their head or whatever. It's a lot of fun events that you get to take part in, and you can still sign up if you wanted to have a team for that, and you can go to the American Heart Association's website and look up the Heart Chase that will take place in Bardstown and sign up for that and kind of support that team because it is a fundraiser for the American Heart Association, which is something that's very important as well.
Yes, it is.
Because heart disease is non-discriminatory of age, sex, anything. It can hit you when you're young, it can hit you when you're older, or male or female, whatever. It doesn't care.
No, it doesn't.
And we need as much research as possible, just like with the Relay for Life, the cancers can hit you whenever too. So lots of good things that people in our community are helping raise money to try and fight and help us live longer.
Yes, indeed, longer lives.
Exactly. Also that weekend will be the Music Fest in Marion County. If you didn't get a chance to see that last year, that's at the park or at the field right behind Center Square. You'll be able to hear that from your house probably.
Oh, I'm thrilled, Gary.
But it'll have various people from Marion County and from the surrounding counties as well that just singing all day long.
Yeah.
It's an outdoor music festival, so that's a lot of fun as well. And that will be taking place on Saturday, June the 11th also. A lot of local people. We also want to talk about some stuff that's going on in Springfield and Washington County, and we want to thank the Springfield Tourist and Convention Commission for helping sponsor our program here on Central Kentucky Television as well, and putting on some of these different programs. So, these are going to take place on Friday, June the 10th, in downtown Springfield, behind the Judicial Center. It's going to be blues, brews, and barbecue.
Ooh, barbecue.
And blues? Do you like blues?
Yeah, I like blues.
How about some brews there?
Now, Gary, you know better than that. I'm a lemonade kind of girl.
And they're also having a cruise-in, which is something that they're going to have on several events. Now, this one tells you about one that they're having on October the 2nd, and it's an opportunity for people with old cars to just, it's not like a car show where they're going to come and just sit. They're actually going to cruise around.
Oh.
So you can bring their cruise around. And they're going to have that on Friday the 10th. They're going to have it during the Sorghum Festival. They're going to have it during the African American Festival in August. But it's going to be any street rod, classic trucks, motorcycles, whatever. Their slogan is, if you're proud of it, bring it.
Okay.
There you go. But it's a cruising where you can just kind of, if it's nice weather, they're hoping a lot of people will be cruising around. And that kind of goes along with the blues, brews, and barbecue. So that's kind of fun. They're going to be featuring Velveeta Jones
Yes.
performing.
Reminds me
That's
of
it.
Velvet Jones on Saturday Night Live.
Live.
Yeah.
Well, Velveeta is kind of smooth, like blues.
Well, like cheese.
Yeah. You can sample the best craft brews by West 6th Brewing, and they'll have the Harlan County Coal Burners doing some barbecue. So that's going to be on Friday, and it's a free event that's going to go on from 7 to 10 p.m. Friday, June the 10th, right in downtown Springfield. So come on out for that. But also, what's going on that night? Another event that's kind of neat, and there's limited seating, but there are a few tickets left for this event. And Fred No is going to be at this event, who, if you are a Jim Beam, if you're a bourbon fan, he's the master distiller for Jim Beam, so he's well known and well respected, and he's going to be signing out autographs, and he's going to be on hand for this event. And it's the bourbon tasting and barbecue dinner that's also going to be on June the 10th. So you can go to this dinner first. It starts at 6 p.m. And it'll be prepared by the award-winning barbecue pitmasters, the Divine Swine Barbecue of Lexington, Blue Chip Barbecue in Louisville, and Pappy Q from Elk Creek. And it's bourbon tasting. It's sponsored by Jim Beam. And tickets are only $30. You must be 21 or over to enter for that. It's going to be at Mordecai's. And you can kind of go to this at 6 o'clock, meet Fred No, get some autographs signed, have a really good dinner, and then go and hear all the great music that's going on as well.
Yeah, and then have some barbecue.
That's right, and have some more.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
hear some music and
Just call it a
a brew or
night.
two.
Just have a really entertaining evening. Just make a night of it.
exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, just go from place to place and enjoy yourself. That's wonderful when you can do that. When you can walk around and enjoy and feel
And Springfield's really good for that too.
Yeah, it
Their
is.
downtown is
walkable.
very walkable. It's friendly. You can park pretty easily and then walk around and enjoy all the different stuff going on. So, and hopefully see some good cars cruising by.
Yes, yes. And we were talking about cars earlier, cruising around. Our friends have a car that they used to cruise in all the time, and we'd see them at all the car show events
Right.
and all that. So we look forward to seeing a lot of people out there this year. Some of our older friends that we've had for years that go to all the car shows
Exactly.
and love to cruise.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's going to be going on Friday, June the 10th. Then the next weekend, we want to talk about too, that on June the 17th, it's the St. Joe's Picnic. Talking about church picnic season.
Yes.
And speaking of that, Mangley Funeral Home in Loretto is a sponsor that helps us be able to bring you all the information and coverage of the various church picnics that are going on throughout Central Kentucky. So that St. Joe Picnic is going to go on it'll be on the 18th. It'll be
18th.
Saturday, June 18th.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll be at St. Joe's in Marion County, so you can head on down for that too. So we have your calendar full, and you'll be able to stick with us here on Central Kentucky Television to hear more about all these events and also see some coverage of the different things, right?
Yes, indeed. And if you've noticed, there's food involved in just about everything we've told you about.
Exactly. Because we're getting ready for one of our favorite food eating events, which is the fair.
Yes. Oh, the fair.
And we'll have the Marion County and Nelson County fairs both
Yes.
in July.
Yes, I love a fair. I do. I love harness racing, and I love bull riding.
There you go. And you can get them both,
Yes,
right?
indeed. I get a big hoot out of both of them. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Harness racing, we get to cover all that stuff at the Marion County Fair.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you have the bull riding and festivities over in Nelson County for the Nelson
Mm-hmm.
County Fair, what's your favorite fair food?
Favorite fair food? Ribeye sandwich?
I knew that. I thought you would say that. Because we usually get a ribeye sandwich
Yeah.
from the Marion County Cattlemen's Association
And,
at
and
the
then the
funnel cake.
funnel cake.
Yeah.
We get that.
Yes, I like the funnel cake too.
Consistently, we get those two.
Yes.
Now, we get some other things, ice cream and all that.
Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah.
But I think, yes, I would say the Cattlemen's, anytime you can get a Cattlemen's steak sandwich, it's always good.
Yeah, it is. It's very tasty.
Yes, very good. But like for a fair, I would probably say funnel cake because it just kind of reminds me. You don't really, like, we're fortunate enough to get some steak sandwiches from the Cattlemen's, like ham days and some other events as well that are non-fair related. But it's kind of like the only time I get funnel cake is when we go to the fair.
Is it? Oh, I get
you?
I get ham days too.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. See?
Yeah, and I can tell you right where where to get it. Yeah.
They better not move on you.
Better not. I count on them. I know where to get it. I have to not overdo it. Like everybody nowadays excess.
That's right.
So you get your funnel cake and you take it home and with your Tupperware. And eat it in the closet.
Just don't let it become vintage.
Mold on it, yeah.
Yeah, that's no fun.
No, it's not. None at all. But we have a great time, though.
Absolutely. We want to talk about we're on the cusp of a new month, June.
Right there on the cusp.
Or on the cusp. And we have several things that happen in June. We want to talk about some of the observances that are going on. June 1st is Buddha's birthday. So we have, for all the Buddhists out there, that's their birthday on June 1st. And it's also Global Day of Parents.
Celebrate parents. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
To celebrate parents.
Because, like in September they have Grandparents' Day, and of course in May they have Mother's Day, and in June they have Father's Day, and then they have Grandparents' Day in September. Well, just parents in general,
Yes.
Is a good thing to commemorate and think about.
Yeah, because parenting, it requires a lot of thought. you just don't jump into that. I mean, wow. It's a sort of a lifetime kind of commitment when you become a parent.
That's right. Well, I hope so.
Yes, yes. Lifetime commitment.
I'm going to let you know a secret. Yvonne's celebrating another day a little early, National Go Barefoot Day, underneath the desk.
Thank God I'm such a girl.
That's June 1st, too.
Yes, indeed. But my toes are painted.
It's also Heimlich Maneuver Day.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that maybe next week we can have somebody come on and demonstrate the Heimlich Maneuver, because it's really it's really an amazing procedure that, if it's needed, that you can do.
Right.
But it's also something I think that a lot of people are frightened to do, because if you don't do it correctly, you could potentially cause some harm.
You could hurt. You could break a rib.
Yeah. So maybe we could find somebody who can demonstrate the proper way to perform. Can you do it? Oh, we already have it. So next week we're going to demonstrate. Because you're not doing it on me. And we'll bring somebody in.
Any volunteers?
Exactly. If you're ready to choke, let us know. We'll feed you, and then
Yeah, we'll feed you.
Yvonne can demonstrate the Heimlich Maneuver.
Certainly.
So,
Why not?
so you just do a fist right under. How do you know where to do it? Like you just feel for the cage?
Feel for it.
Your rib cage?
Yeah.
Underneath? And then you just kind of move up, right?
Move up.
And it helps dislodge, hopefully, whatever's.
Yeah, puts pressure on it. That oxygen.
Does the person themselves have to do anything?
No, not really, because they're too busy choking.
Yeah.
They don't have to do anything.
But whatever they're doing is okay. You're not going to hurt them if they're like inhaling or exhaling or whatever.
No,
That's, yeah.
no, you're not going to hurt them.
Okay. So you learned it here, Heimlich Maneuver from Yvonne. You can also perform it on yourself, though, actually, by leaning into a table or something, too, right? If you are in that kind of circumstance?
Yeah. I would say so. If you're in a desperate situation like that where you're by yourself, it would be advisable. But generally, I'd say, at least if you're choking, throw your hands up, let people around you know that you're choking, so that if there is someone there who can help you, that they will, because it's a lot easier on you if you can do it that way. Because I really think when you're pushing yourself into a piece of furniture or whatever, you are really taking a chance on breaking a rib or something, hurting yourself even worse.
So, see? It's National Leave the Office Early Day. Actually, I should correct that. That's the first Monday.
First Monday.
Of the month.
Leave the office
Let's
early.
leave the office early day. So that will actually be, I guess, next week.
Yeah,
So
I guess I can handle that one.
yeah, next Monday. It's Oscar the Grouch Day.
Oh.
Who's your favorite Sesame Street character?
Oh. I probably Oscar. I'm not real crazy about Big Bird, Probably Oscar.
I like Grover.
Do you?
Yeah, because he's blue and he's friendly. And he's super. He has a cape.
Yeah. Okay, if you were going to be a superhero, what would your superpower be?
I think it would be interesting. Do I only get one?
Well, you can get two. I don't care. It's your show. Get as many as you want.
Okay. Well, I think it'd be interesting to fly.
I do too.
But I also, like I was saying the other day, on some channels they had like old TV shows, and they had Bionic Woman and $6 Million Man on.
Yes. Yes.
And I think that the Bionic Woman had the better power. I'd rather be able to hear farther than to see farther.
Yeah.
Because even with a closed door, you could still hear. You know what I mean? If you can hear well.
Right.
So I think hearing, and also people will like cross the room, look at you and talk about you.
Yeah.
So if you could hear them, I think it'd be interesting.
And them not know that you've got that
Exactly,
power.
that you could hear them. I think that'd be fabulous.
Fantastic. That is pretty good.
But seeing them, nobody's going to, if you could see somebody or see something, you're not going to see anything that you,
Yeah.
But hearing, I think a lot of people.
It's more advantageous to be able to hear something.
I would think so. So
I would too.
I'd like that better.
Whispers.
What would be your superpower?
Oh, probably to eat all the fried chicken and pie I want without gaining weight.
There you go.
That's a superpower, isn't it?
We
No,
like
probably
the Flash.
probably
'Cause he has
flying.
Flash has a
Yeah.
strong metabolism, I think.
Yeah, probably flying.
Mhm.
Really be able
Cool.
to do that.
I think that'd be neat.
Be invisible.
I think invisible would be kind of fun too.
Visibility. Yes. That'd be really neat.
Now, if you're invisible, does that mean you can walk through things? Or does it just mean that people can't see you?
It just means that people can't see you. I think you still have to open the door because I remember that old show where there was the Invisible Man.
Uh-huh.
You could always hear click when the door would open and close. Do you
Okay.
remember that?
Okay,
And
yeah.
that show. So he still had to open the door. You know, I mean, he still had to open and
Yeah.
close
He
the
was
door.
still a mass.
Yeah,
You just
right,
couldn't
still
see
a
it.
mass. You're just invisible. That's all. In
Yeah,
the
this really
old
would be
movie,
kinda fun.
in the old AMC
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
But who
That would be
knows?
kind of fun.
Yeah, it would be. Yes, indeed.
It's also June 1st is Say Something Nice Day.
Okay.
You look very pretty today, Yvonne.
Thank you, Gary. You do too.
Thanks.
Well, we're always good about being nice to one another.
Exactly.
Or we try anyway.
Exactly.
Even when we don't mean it, we try.
And its Stand for Children Day is
Mm-hmm.
June 1st. So that's some of the stuff that's going on. And we will be sharing some more of the observances,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because June has a lot of them. It's Adopt a Cat Month,
Adopt a cat. Nah, I'll pass.
you know, or Adopt a Shelter Cat Month.
I'll still pass.
You're not going to do that?
No. Okay.
African American Music Appreciation Month, Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, Beautiful in Your Skin Month, Cancer from the Sun Month. That is something that you need to watch out for because
Yes.
actually the first week of June is also National Sun Safety Week.
Yes.
And that's
Very
something you
careful.
do need to be careful about. And also know what SPF is best for you as well, you know, because there are different ones for a reason.
Right. And if you have that hat, wear your hat in the sunshine. Protect your face.
Yes.
Something with a brim, a little longer. Baseball caps are nice, but they don't protect your ears on the side. So if you got a hat, you know, even if it's a straw hat, garden hat, whatever, wear it. You know, protect your face.
Yeah. Yesterday, I went to the pool with some friends and I forgot a hat because it was the first time I had gone, you know, this summer, and I'm like, oh man, because I need a hat. There's not as much up there covering, so
Yes.
I had to spray it with my suntan lotion.
Yes. Well, at least you did that. You know,
Yeah.
you had that. So the
Yeah.
coverage. And I noticed you're looking a little toasty today, Gary.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
See, saying another nice thing,
I see. What can I?
and we're doing it a day early.
Yes, indeed. A day or tomorrow. Don't call me.
So this has been Central Kentucky Talks. If you have an item that you would like to have on our talk show or on our community calendar, just email info@channel6tv.com or give us a call at 270-692-0237 and we'll be happy to share that information.
Yes, indeed. It's always a pleasure, Gary.
Always. Thank you. It's been Gary White with Yvonne McNary here on Central Kentucky Television.